So this is the new boat, huh? Jet. Cool. I thought you were going to buy a Sea Ray or something. Oh, this is the Sea Ray, but it's jet powered though, right? It's not jet powered. Okay. What am I thinking of? See, did it come with a jet? Was that like an option? It didn't come with a jet. Huh. So let me be blunt. This boat is on the edge of ugly. This is a tough pill to swallow for me styling-wise. It reminds me a little too much of the final years of Sea-Doo's jet boats. In fact, if you look at any modern jet boat, you can kind of see this odd resemblance, but yeah, it's not. Sure, it stands out from the crowd of other small IO runabouts, but I'm not so sure it's in a good way. Maybe it's just the smaller size, but there's just something odd about the proportions on this boat. Mixed together the strange divergence of the shear line and deck, the tiny windshield, and that tabletop rear sun pad extending out the back, and somehow this design gets kicked out of balance just a little too much for my taste. It's like an early 90s sob where everyone nods along that, yes, unique, brilliant, oh, that's beautiful. While the rest of us just try not to look directly at it and pretend to understand what the hell everyone's looking at. But Sea Ray loves this design, or maybe they're just not invested enough to care anymore about their entry-level boats because this design is still being rocked in 2021. I can't exactly put my finger on it, but this is an 18-foot that feels kind of small. Maybe it's the larger swing platform and sun pad that somehow dominate the design a little too much. Maybe that rear bench seat is just too deep, or maybe it's the lack of storage on this thing. So let's talk about storage. Let's talk about no underseat storage under the rear bench. Seriously, what the... Oh, they could have had it. There's a giant unused void under this rear seat, but nope, didn't want to spend the money to create it. And on a boat this small, you gotta have it. And just to make sure they match the rear, they put another useless void with no access in the bow. Only way to access that space is by digging around through the side openings. But hey, who doesn't like going shoulder deep in a mysterious black hole and feeling for things, right? Why doesn't the seating wrap all the way around the bow? Was it a cost thing or a design thing? And that sadly is the question you ask the entire time you look at this boat, because honestly, this boat, it's kind of stripped for a Sea Ray.
But Boat Brain, check out the fancy stainless LED cup holders and cockpit lighting.
No, those were all upgraded last year by the current owner. I mean, even the stereo is a little generic with only 2 speakers and kind of just your basic functions. Although I'm sure if you bent over and took it up the
Heyo,
Sea Ray would slap 2 more in the bow for you for God knows how much. Heck, the owner even had to add the second battery. I mean, this is standard equipment type things here, people, that are typically outfitted on just about any boat this size, regardless of brand. Fit and finish are okay, the bucket seats are nice, but even the sun deck cushions are on the edge of thin, and the base of the sun deck and hinges are pushing the limits of flimsy. I mean, they couldn't even slap some closing hatches over the access holes under the dash. Okay, so obviously I have gripes, but there are a few good things here. Floor locker, although kind of a bizarre shape, it is large and fits a lot. Well, I always have issues with a locker door that extends all the way to the rear bench base, only because it requires unanimous cooperation of everybody in the boat to play a game of hot lava whenever you want access. This little entry step, cool idea, but thanks to the Bimini location, it winds up being too far forward, and I guarantee no one's going to use it. But okay, I'll applaud the effort. The split hatch or clamshells or whatever you want to call it, honestly, I love this idea. Look how easy it is to access everything in the bilge, and you can open up one half while still having access to the rest of the boat. I mean, in my book, I'll take this over the walk-through transom every day of the week, especially on a boat this small. Tilt wheel, easy to read gauges, decent ergonomics. I mean, it's all pretty simple stuff that works. Hull-wise, nothing shocking here. It does have this kind of fat, bulbous shape that probably helps keep inexperienced drivers from crapping their pants too much and following seas. I don't know, there's just these really stupid shortcuts that would have you believe that this boat was trying to hit a price point or they ran out of money halfway through design. There's just a lot of question marks. Like, what did they have planned to put here on the dash? I don't know how well you can see it in the video, but there's this very obvious flat spot in the dash. What was the plan that didn't get executed? Stereo controls? Was that where they were going to put the ignition? Was that where the switches were originally supposed to go? What's with these little cheap block-off plates by the vents? Did they realize after the fact that they were creating doors for critters to get in and didn't want to revise the deck mold? Even the swim platform feels like an afterthought because it's standard equipment on the boat. So why not just extend the deck all the way to the transom and make more room in the cockpit instead of leaving this 4-inch useless flat section? I mean, they just really didn't feel the need to wow you with anything but styling. Just listen to what Sea Ray lists as some of the features. Seriously, this isn't made up. This is from the brochure, guys. Ready? Dash, grab handles, storage, drain plug, and I'm not kidding, resin. It lists resin as a feature. Look, I get it. It's an 18-foot bowrider and it's a very crowded space, both on the boat and from a competitive market standpoint. So standing out with any kind of unique styling that sets you apart is, well, kind of a big deal. Definitely not my flavor of styling, but put all of that aside and I still can't see past the issues here with the lack of anything that sets it above par. There's just a large part of me that wonders what could have been. Did they have done more? Did they have a lot more planned? Could have been better? And well, I think it's an obvious answer. Yeah. But hey, at least the damn thing isn't beige. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time.